Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Ebony Gray, the CEO of Gray's Consulting Group, and I'm super excited to have all of you here with me this evening. Everybody doing tonight. We will get started shortly, just giving people time to log in, to see the live, and to get ready for this live federal resume writing masterclass. Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. So let's go ahead and dive in. You are up with me tonight, and I am going to repost and replay. I am Dr. Ebony Gray, the CEO of Gray's Consulting Group, and tonight we are diving for the federal resume writing math class, and I'm going to give you some real-time simplified strategies to stand out. So please let me know if you have questions. I am watching all of you on the chat. How are you, Megan? How you doing tonight? You ready for that 2-page resume? So this is breaking news, everybody. Breaking news. Effective September 27th, USAJobs is only accepting 2-page resumes. So if you have that 10-page resume or that 5-page resume put it in USAJobs, go on, download your resume, delete it from USAJobs, because effective 27 September, you will need to upload that 2-page resume. So tonight, I'm going to help you get ready. My motto is you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So let's dive into it. So first things first, I am going to share with you the USAJobs portfolio. So let's go. Let's go. So if you're not familiar with USAJobs, I want all of you to see what it looks like. And can you see that? Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So let's see. So for USAJobs, as you can see, when you log in, it says welcome. Or if you're a guest, you have to log in. And of course, you can go through it as a guest. Now, right on the front page, resumes limited to 2 pages. That's what it says. Big alert, resumes limited to 2 pages starting on September 27th, 2025. Federal agencies will only accept resumes up to 2 pages in length. So you need to sign into your profile, update your resume now. They also have learn more about the new resume requirements. Update your military service information. That's important for all of my fellow military veterans out there. You can see your applications, your jobs, your saved searches, but this is very important. So you can learn about the new resume requirements. So you just click that tab. And it'll take you to the help center. And basically, it lays out for you the new requirements. Again, starting on September 27th, federal agencies will only accept resumes up to 2 pages in length to comply with the merit hiring plan. USAJobs will not, I want you to see that, will not allow you to upload or build resumes longer than 2 pages. So don't try it. Don't be in there trying to squeeze in that third page or that fourth page. Keep it to 2 pages. And again, I'm going to show you how to reduce your resume down to those 2 pages. So it takes you step by step on the help page. So as soon as you log in, you click, it takes you step by step. Sign into USAJobs, select documents, find your resume, click view. You can print your resume or download. It also tells you how to add a resume to USAJobs profile. So everything that you need step by step is right here. It also tells you what you may include in a resume. You may think you need the whole world, but the job announcement will list what information that you need to include in the resume. You don't have to give more than what the job announcement asks you to provide for that resume. So some additional things that you may need: security clearance, job related training such as like CISSP or PMP, or maybe language skills if you speak Spanish, French, Russian, Chinese Mandarin, different organizations and affiliations as applicable. And remember, be very cautious. Make sure that it's applicable to the job. Professional publications, maybe you're a writer, maybe you have background, let's say in public policy or housing or artificial intelligence, which are hot right now. References, you may or may not need to include that. And again, pay close attention. So sometimes for the senior executive service positions, in certain positions, they may point out that you need to provide at least 2 or 3 references, but please pay attention to that. So this is so important for you to read the whole job description as you're building this new resume, because you don't want to put additional information that you don't need. Also, what you may not include in a resume: classified or government sensitive information. So if you are working for maybe one of the intelligence agencies, let's say DIA, NSA, NGA, first get your resume vetted by the different agency or entity first. If you've ever dealt with classified or sensitive information, make sure that it's cleared before you put it out here on USAJobs or any resume place. So like Indeed or LinkedIn, please get your resume vetted first. And my suggestion, I know some of you have 20, 25 years of experience, 10 years of experience, 5 years of experience. That is all great. So put all of your experience on that one resume that you get vetted by the classified organization. So that way you have all the information and then you can condense it as needed for the different jobs. Please do not put any photos of yourself on a resume. I know it seems cool, right? You have that great headshot. Do not put that on your resume. Also, any personal information such as your age, your sex, your religious affiliation, etc. And please don't send any encrypted or digitally signed documents. So it tells you right here, this is not Dr. Gray talking. This is USA Jobs telling you step by step. Also, I want you to see all of the different help documents that USA Jobs has for you. If you have a question, you could just go right here to USA Jobs frequently asked questions for the unique hiring paths for how what it is working in the government, a glossary, early careers, maybe you want to do a fellowship or an internship. It tells you how to create an application, archive a job application, cancel an application. Do you need a college degree? How to contact the agency? All of this information is right here in USA Jobs. So, also, the one thing that I want you to see is events. So, they just changed the requirements for USA Jobs. Cool. The first thing I would do outside of understanding the requirements is to look and see if there's any events coming up sponsored by OPM, so they are the authority, or by some of the federal agencies to teach you how to write that resume because you want to go to the authorities. And as you can see, I know some people don't think the government is hiring. They're offering career fairs, and I will show you, in fact, there are job announcements out there, and some agencies are actively hiring. So as you can see, here are some open houses, a public safety career fair, a federal resume webinar. See, September 3rd. So if you're not doing anything on September 3rd, go ahead and sign up for the Electrical Engineers Federal Resume webinar because they're going to go through step by step their requirements, which all of the federal agencies have very similar requirements. And now that things are changing, you want to be in tune. You want to be ahead of the game to get the training directly from the horse's mouth or the authorities. So this one is hosted by FEMA. So FEMA is definitely actively hiring. And again, September 3rd, they have Electrical Engineers Federal Resume webinar online. You go to their website to sign up, and it's open to the public. The IRS, Memphis, Tennessee, contact rep hiring event. They have an in-person hiring event in Memphis, Tennessee for the IRS. It is open to the public. They have veterans, military spouses, so it's open to all things. You can sign up, attend. You can ask questions directly. I love in person, so definitely attend these in-person events so you can get direct feedback on your resume, and also so you can meet the hiring reps and get your foot in the door. The IRS contact rep virtual information session so you can ask questions. Again, September 4th. The IRS is coming strong. Tax season is about to come sooner rather than later, so they're revving up. IRS Philadelphia. You have the USPTO, the patent examiner. IRS again. Lane County Stand Down, DHS Career Expo for law enforcement. Let's go to some of the later ones. So October, and the reason I want to go there is just because that by that time, the new requirements will be in place. So as you can see, again, USPTO examiner, let's see on page number 2. Look at that. VA, federal application webinar. So the VA is hiring or providing information about how to complete the federal application. A lot of colleges and universities, if you're currently a student or alum of any college or university, visit Handshake or your career center because many times they'll have federal employment workshops, plus their career advisors are revved up, getting training now to help you so that you can get your foot in the door for some of these federal jobs that are coming up. You see a lot of internships and career fairs. The federal government has internships for students as well as fellowships. So definitely look into that. We're prepping for the future. So those are the events. And I foresee that there'll be a lot of upcoming events, especially because of the new requirements. So you'll actually see that coming up. So just put this on your bookmark, right? Bookmark USA Jobs events and sign up, attend the event so you can be prepared if you're interested in a career in the federal government. Now, going back to USA Jobs, stay signed in. You don't want to sign now. One thing about USA Jobs, they have heightened their security, so you can't just log in with your password. You have to log in with login.gov, so be mindful of that. So for me, I have the search preferences. So let's see. Let's see what jobs are out there. So right now, my search preferences are very stringent as far as I'm willing to travel, 76% or greater, willing to relocate, and also desired locations, District of Columbia, Maryland, Virginia. This is a great time to just go into your search preferences and just see, make sure all of your settings are up to date. Also, want to search, right? So let's search Washington, D.C., because we're trying to see if there's jobs available in Washington, D.C. Let's see. There are currently 1,099 jobs available in Washington, D.C. But for me, I want to go a little higher. I want to make this a little bit more streamlined in my search. So and for all of you, you can look at appointment type. So let's just go through this. Appointment type, multiple, permanent, internships, detail, intermittent, seasonal, temporary promotion term. You can look at the different departments and agencies. So maybe if you're not familiar with the different departments and agencies, or if you have a specific agency that you want to work for, you can see the different opportunities for each agency. You can see the hiring path, which if you need information, you can click on help to understand the different hiring paths open to the public, competitive service, accepted service, internal to agency, career transition, land and base management, veterans, military spouses, National Guard and Reserves, recent graduates, senior executives, individuals with disabilities, family of overseas employees, Native Americans, Peace Corps, and AmeriCorps Vista, and special authorities. Now, I want to highlight specifically for my military veterans, service disabled veteran and individuals with disabilities is two totally different hiring authorities. So you would still need to upload all of your paperwork and qualify for individuals with disability with your Schedule A form, as well as upload your veteran information. So you have veterans, you have the disabled veterans, you have the military spouses. Just ensure that you're uploading all the paperwork and that you're applying for all the different hiring preferences that you're eligible for so you don't get counted out. Because some agencies may have goals to hire a certain number of veterans, or they may have goals to hire a certain number of individuals with disabilities. So you want to make sure that you submit all your paperwork, that you identify for everything you're eligible for, and that you dot your I's, cross your T's, because again, the goal is to get the job. Now, you can also look for location. Maybe you only want telework. Maybe you want relocation assistance, or you want a job within a certain distance of where you live. You can look for mission critical career fields, cybersecurity, STEM, intelligence. So those are some hot careers. Most times they'll most likely have direct hire positions. You can look for pay. So that's what I'm going to go for, specific grades. So you can look for pay if you're looking for a specific salary. Now, trust and believe, I don't know anyone getting 500,000 max. So you could try, but I don't think anybody is getting paid that particular salary. So specifically for grade. Now, the one thing I want you to consider, go to OPM, look at the pay rates, right? Look at the salaries of each grade, because as you're looking to transition in the government, whether you're military transitioning, military spouse, Peace Corps, a civilian, a student trying to transition into the federal government, what's your bottom line as far as pay, right? What amount of money do you need in order to survive? That's the salary, that's the grade that you should be looking for. So just think, as a GS1, can you afford a GS1 salary? Can you afford to live on a GS1 salary? Even a GS7, right? GS7, the starting salary is $49,960. Is that okay for you? For some, it may be, especially if you're a military veteran, you're retired, you're getting disability pay, you're getting retirement pay. Maybe 49,000 is perfect for you, where you say that's enough for me to be able to live and afford my bills. But I want all of you to be realistic and actually look at, what's your bottom line? What amount of money do you need in order to survive each month? So let's say I want to look for positions at the GS 15 or higher only. So that reduces the number of positions from that 1,000 to 255 jobs. Perfect. Also, we're looking at, do you want positions that are open to the public? There's 154. Competitive service, accepted service, internal to agency, veterans, military spouses, recent graduates. So you can specifically look at the different positions that are available. And also, if you have questions, you don't have to guess. You can just click this little help right here, and it'll help you understand the different hiring paths. And again, some of the other things that you can be selective about: position sensitivity and risk, security clearance. If you have a security clearance, maybe you only want to look at top secret or secret positions, the series, the travel percentage, and the work schedule. So right now we are setting for GS 15 and above. So let's see. We have IT specialist, InfoSec. Now, my personal background is IT, cybersecurity. So I will always look for those positions, but you can look and see the different positions for GS 15 or above. Now, notice I said GS 15, and this one, it says VISN 17. So sometimes you have different grades and different pay scales, like VM 15 or CC 5 or DS 5. Those are different pay scales in the federal government. And again, you want to research to see what that pay scale is to make sure you're not underselling yourself as you're applying for different positions. You see attorney, advisor, public notice for air traffic control specialist, direct hire. What does direct hire mean? Direct hire means if you have the eligibility and you put your resume in and they select you, they can hire you without competition. They can place you in that position without competition. So this position, if you're an air traffic control specialist, you can get hired directly by the FAA. So go for it, right? And this position was open from 11/9/2024 to 9/26/2025. It is due to close. The U.S. courts, they're hiring Director of Information Technology. This is at will, full time. At will, that means you can get cut at any time. So you may not have necessarily the job security. You see these little icons. The icons typically will correlate with the hiring path. So you see this little turquoise icon with multiple people. It's open to public, so anybody can apply. And then you may see different icons like the green. You say, what's that? That's open to military spouses. You might see the blue. It looks like a bullseye. That's internal to the agency. So you can opt to not see those different paths, right? You can opt to see, oh, I only want to see positions that are open to veterans or military spouses or recent graduates, right? That's only one option. So that narrows your search choices down. So you just go through, and this is considered, I say, sourcing. So if you are currently looking for a job, you reduce it down to what you want to search for. And now you look through these 255 jobs until you find something of interest. And you can save the job as you see, or just keep scrolling, keep looking. If it's not applicable, let it fly. See if we find something good. Okay. So this one looks promising. Information technology specialist, direct hire. So with that, I see, first of all, resume limited to 2 pages. So we need to cut that resume down. It's direct hire authority. You can find out more about IRS careers. You go directly to their site, jobs at .irs.gov. It's open to the public. They have multiple locations: Fresno, California, Washington, D.C., Jacksonville, Florida, Chambly, Georgia, as well as 18 additional locations. It's remote, telework eligible, travel not required. It's full-time, competitive, GS 15, 2210. So that's a focus on information technology management, no security clearance. So I know financial disclosure, no. So let's look at some of the duties. This is information technology. And here's all the duties and requirements. So what I would do specifically for this position is I would take this position and either copy this URL and copy the verbiage. So I would go from the title, information technology specialist. I would copy the duties, the qualifications, the education requirements, any additional information. I would look at how I'm being evaluated, the OPM direct hire fact sheet. I see if I meet the basic qualifications, I'll be referred to a selecting official. One of the most important things, you look at the required documents, because guess what? If you miss one document, you may get non-selected. So they require the resume. So as you can see, the requirements have changed to 2 pages. Their verbiage needs to be updated. So whoever wrote this position description, make sure you update this position description to say not to exceed 2 pages. So this is an error because, again, you could automatically be disqualified if this closes. When does this close? Let's see. So this closes on the 25th. So what does that mean? That's 2 days before the change, right? Starting September 27th. So you could get away with that 5-page resume, but honestly, I wouldn't risk it. I would go ahead and reduce that resume down to 2 pages now. But again, for all of you that are writing these position descriptions, make sure you update this little part right here in the required documents to say must not exceed 2 pages. So that way applicants are prepared and don't get disqualified. Also, it's telling you what your resume may not include, provides resume tips. You have to complete the questionnaire. The education, see section above. So you would look and see if they had any educational requirements here. Your license must be active. Veterans preference, you must submit a DD Form 214. So you would need to provide the DD Form 214 member 4 copy. If you are eligible for the 10-point preference, you will provide your SF 15 Career Transition Assistance Program. So you just go through and look. It tells you do not copy the specialized experience if you do not provide all the required information as specified in this announcement, you may not be considered. It tells you how to apply. Always expand because you want to go all the way to the end. Now, here's a special tip. So if you're really paying attention to me, I'm giving you all the tea. You want to look at the questionnaire because your resume actually should answer to some of the things within the questionnaire. So let's click on the questionnaire. And notice you had to expand and look for more information in order to see the questionnaire. So this is the questionnaire that you'll have to answer not only these questions, but sometimes it'll say, where is this located in your resume? So you would respond if you're eligible for veterans preference, if you're a IRS CTAP candidate, Treasury CTAP candidate, ICTAP candidate, if you're a US citizen, your preferences of where you want to be located. You have employees must demonstrate the highest level of ethics and integrity. Former employees will be subject to a screening of their prior performance and conduct with the service. And all other applicants may be subject to reference checks of prior employment. Your responses to the following questions will be verified. Applicants providing false information may be made ineligible and will be subject to debarment of future employment opportunities with the IRS. Now, it asks specific questions if you're a current employee of the IRS or if you've never worked for the IRS. Again, they do tax checks. So this is an automatic disqualification. You need to be current on those taxes. So you need to hurry up and get your tax transcripts. If you haven't filed your taxes, hurry up, file those taxes so that way you can provide this information. Applicants not in compliance will be determined unsuitable for employment for the IRS. So that is one thing very specific with the IRS is you must be in compliance with all federal tax requirements. So you see that right there. So again, this is something important. You might just see the job announcement and not look at the questionnaire, but this is very, very important. If you're not compliant with your taxes, don't even apply, right? Make sure that you get everything up to date, that you review your transcripts and make sure everything is current and that you're compliant. Also, select the best response that best describes your compliance with federal tax requirements. You're currently compliant. You filed all your tax returns, and if applicable, paid any balance that was due. You currently have an outstanding tax obligation, you will get denied. Or you have an outstanding tax obligation and or balance due and have not made any arrangements. So if you have made arrangements, perhaps, but again, if somebody is current and compliant and you're currently making those arrangements, you could be knocked out the box by that person that is compliant. So make sure you pay those taxes. Selective service. If you're a federal employee, what agency or organization you are employed. Your duty station. Your last pay plan series and grade. Now, this is a GS-15 position, so you have to show that you're eligible for a GS-15 position, especially if you are a federal employee going from 14 to GS-15. You have to show your SF-50 for when you were appointed as a GS-14 to make sure that you have the requirements. So my suggestion is always your current SF-50 and that SS-50 that shows when you were appointed to make sure you have that time and grade. You can combine them into one PDF. You can add both SS-50s, so add one as other, and then of course add your current as the SF-50, but please make sure that you add that to your application because you will get denied if you provide your current and it does not show your time and grade or your appointment date. So it's asking all the basic questions. Have you accepted a federal agency buyout within the last 5 years? How did you first hear about this job? Asking if you're a current or former political appointee. If this is a position with educational requirement, making sure that you meet those requirements. Have you attended any information sessions? You saw where I showed you the events from USAJobs. So here it goes. Have you attended Treasury's information sessions? So you saw all of those multiple information sessions on USAJobs. Go ahead, sign up, attend so you can say yes. By navigating USAJobs, you attended an information session. You have to meet the minimum age requirements. Say if you were referred by an IRS employee, that holds a lot of weight. So go ahead on LinkedIn, network with someone from the IRS, have them by name refer you so you can put their name there. But here is the key. So this is the specialized experience that is required for this position. To be eligible, you must meet the requirements below. 1 year of specialized experience at a level of difficulty and responsibility to the GS-14 grade level in the federal service. And then it has all the different requirements. So you need to make sure that you have some of these, well, if possible, all of these keywords in your resume. Information technology related experience, attention to detail, customer service, oral communication, problem solving, experience that demonstrates accomplishments of computer project assignments, IT system design. So you're going through and reading and making sure that you're hitting the mark on your resume. And then, of course, answering honestly on this questionnaire. So it's asking you, I have at least 1 year of specialized experience. Yes or no? Do you have experience implementing and interpreting the requirements for agency compliance with higher level policy directives? You would have to show this on your resume. How do they know you're telling the truth if you're not quantifying that you have that experience on your resume? Do you have experience establishing new requirements and making recommendations for a fully compliant infrastructure protection program? So it's going through and basically asking you line by line. So this is a secret. This is the trick to make sure that you're reviewing this as you're updating your resume and as you're trying to compete for this position. Do you have any of the following security certifications? So many times people say, well, what certifications do I need? It's telling you right here. CISSP, Security Plus, ITIL, PMP, CEH, GIAC, GSEC. Those are some relevant certifications. The more the merrier. That will help you get in the door for this particular position. Now, here's a very super secret. And this tells me if I was selecting you as the hiring official, if you actually read the full job announcement and looked at the questionnaire. To qualify for this position and receive full credit for your relevant experience, you must list the month, year, and number of hours worked for experience listed on your resume. Your resume must support your responses to the question in this questionnaire. Do you understand that failure to provide sufficient evidence in your resume may result in not qualified? So if you've ever been not qualified, this could be one of the determining factors is that you didn't take this extra step. So I just want to know, you could put in the chat, you can talk to me. How many of you knew to actually go to the questionnaire, where even to find the questionnaire so that you could properly revise your resume and make sure that it's a strong candidate for federal positions? And it asks you again at the end, yes, I verify that my responses to this questionnaire are true and accurate and accept that if my supporting documentation and or later steps in the selection process do not support one or more of my responses to the questionnaire, that my application may be rated lower, or I may be removed from further consideration. So what I would do is not only, so I'll tell you step by step, not only would I copy and paste the job announcements when I go to use ChatGPT, other AI tools, or if you're writing this by hand, not only would I print out the job announcement or copy and paste the job announcement, put it in a document, but I also would print out this questionnaire and highlight some of the key attributes and key experience to make sure that my resume covers each of those sections. So I'm gonna go right here. Now you can copy and paste just the link. And let me take you step by step. So let's go to USAJobs. So you see information technology specialist, direct hire. Want to apply for this position. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT, or you can have, let's say, a Word document and put this and say, please revise my, see if I can get you to see it better. Please revise my resume to ensure that I meet the requirements of both the position description and the questionnaire. Here's the link to both. So I provide the link to the questionnaire, and I provide the link to the actual job announcement. And I actually like to highlight so that way it knows exactly which one is which. Now, where am I getting my resume from? Remember, USAJobs, I have to revamp my resume because my resume is too long. So I go back to USAJobs. Now, no thanks. I don't want to give feedback today. Okay, it done signed me out, y'all. Got to sign back in. I just signed back in. Now I'm going to documents. Now under documents, these are all your previous resumes. So you can have up to 5 resumes saved. My number one suggestion for all is as you apply for different positions on USAJobs to customize your resume for each position. Yes, you may have a generic resume. Let's say you're an IT director. That's fine. Perhaps many of those positions may have the same requirements, but what if they don't? Because each hiring official, each agency may have different requirements. So you see how I went through the questionnaire. You want to go through the questionnaires. You want to go through that full job announcement to make sure that you're hitting each of those requirements so you don't miss. So you can see some of the variety of applications that I've had over the years: administrative officer, policy analyst, and just the generic executive resume. So if you wanted to use one of your former resumes. Let's say you would go to more and you can view, you can duplicate, or you can download. So this is the executive resume, right? This is my resume for senior executive service. You can download the resume and it'll go to your downloads. You can save it, right, as a file. You can see right here in your downloads, you can save it to your file. You can save it to your Google Drive. And let's go back to ChatGPT. So you click the little plus and you can add photos and files. So I know that I've already downloaded. I already did this exercise earlier. So let's see. Let's go to downloads. And this is my IRS InfoSec resume or the executive resume. So let's go to Ebony Gray executive resume. ChatGPT, please revise my resume to ensure I meet the requirements of both the position description and the questionnaire. I'm going to ask it to please remove my home address and just put my city and state. And also, what else do I want it to do? My resume is attached. Please reduce to 2 pages as required by the federal government. Now, just keeping it very simple, and I click submit. So now ChatGPT is reading my documents. So I've provided the resume, I've provided the job announcement, and I've provided the questionnaire answers. And I wanted to customize my resume in order to make me a valuable candidate for this position. And the way that you talk to ChatGPT, you can just talk to it normal, right? I didn't add any extra pizzazz, but I will show you how to revise that prompt so you can make it even better. So it's thinking. Let's see. Let's see how long it takes to think and provide a response. Hi, Tanika. Hi, Lakeisha. Hi, April. How are you, Dr. Dobson? It's so good to see you. So it took exactly, it didn't even take a minute. So for all of you stressing out, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How do I reduce my resume? It didn't even take a full minute for it to actually think, to analyze, to provide all of my information, to pull out all of my information from that 5-page resume and to sit down to 2 pages. So it's still thinking, it's going through everything, it's analyzing my work history and my job experience, it's adding a role. Now, my ChatGPT knows me very well, so it's able to pull from other sources because I've asked it to, of course, update my resume before. It knows me personally because I've trained my ChatGPT to know who I am, my work experience. So it may add some additional things about me. Now it's still thinking. So what's this? It's been 1 minute. And the whole goal tonight is to alleviate that stress. Now, even after ChatGPT, because I want you not to be reliant on AI tools. You can use ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude AI, Perplexity. What other tools? Google Gemini. You have multiple tools that you can use similar to this. Perplexity is very analytical. It provides references. It's a great tool, especially if you're a scholar or in the education realm. Claude AI is very wordy. It's going to be by the book. ChatGPT is typically my everything. So let's see what it did. Done. ChatGPT has rebuilt my resume into a tight 2-page USA job ready version tailored to the IRS. So perfect. So now I want to download this file. So it's starting to download. It's opening up a Word file. You can see it opening up. And then it creates to your preference and to your style. Okay. So, uh-oh. And get that out the way. So let's enable editing. And you can see very clearly, right, has my name, city. It provides like the details as far as US citizen, veteran, clearance, authorities, VRA, VOA, 30% or more disabled veteran, and Schedule A. It provides the summary, cybersecurity leader with 20 plus years of federal environment, sending FISMA and FISCAM audit remediation. It provides the specialized experience and a questionnaire to match. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second because I want to bring this up in Google Docs. I want to show you the page limit and all that good stuff. So are there any questions thus far? It is hot. Okay. All right. So bringing back my example. All right. So here's the example is 2 pages, exactly 2 pages. And again, as you can see, it highlights, it gives a summary. Now, the summary is not necessary. You don't have to have a summary. You can eliminate that, especially if it makes your resume longer than 2 pages. It has relevant experience. You may say, well, how can I go back all those years, right? It's going all the way back to 2013, all the way back to my Air Force time in 98. So it consolidated everything, my whole life, my whole work history, 2 pages. So if I can consolidate my resume down to 2 pages from 98 all the way to the present, you definitely can. And it just highlights things that are relevant to the position. It also provides accomplishments aligned to the duties, the education, certifications, and technical frameworks, specifically some of the tools and technologies that are required for this position. So as you can see, 2 pages, and it took less than 5 minutes in order to produce that resume. So just going back through the steps, and this, I like to put my resume into docs because I like to be able to get it from my phone or wherever I am mobily, upload it into docs, or you can use Microsoft Word. And going step by step, you just ask ChatGPT, revise your resume to ensure that you meet the requirements of both the position description and the questionnaire. Remember, that's a key. You can keep your address, or you can have it removed and just have your city and state. Attach your resume as is, whichever resume that you have, whether it's a civilian resume or if it's a federal resume that was longer than the 2 pages. Make sure that it reduces it down to 2 pages, right? Please reduce to 2 pages and provide all the links. So I provided the link to the questionnaire. I provided the link to the job announcement. So you see, I didn't have to copy and paste the job announcement. I didn't have to copy and paste the questionnaire fully. I just provided the links because ChatGPT 5 is able to pull from the internet and pull the information. But sometimes you may have a job announcement that is behind a certain paywall, or you may have to log in. So sometimes you're going to have to copy and paste that job announcement. Now, say for instance, I wanted to revamp this. So please improve my prompts and also ask questions for clarity to revise and make the resume stand out to be selected for the position. So maybe you're not good with prompts. You say, listen, Dr. Gray, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to ChatGPT. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. What you do is you can ask ChatGPT to help you revamp or revise the prompt. So I said, please improve my prompt and also ask questions for clarity to revise and make the resume stand out to be selected for the position. So I want you to see directly what it does. So right now it's thinking. Good old ChatGPT is like your own personal assistant, your own career coach, your own advisor. So it took 38 seconds. So to improve the prompt. So you see, I just had a basic prompt, but now it's expanding the prompt to make it even better. So when you talk about using AI, this is how you take AI to the next level. Here's a tight, high leverage prompt you can reuse to get elite revisions every time, plus the exact questions I need from you to make your resume pop for this IRS InfoSec GS15 role. Now, it's telling you how to talk to it. Act as a federal HR ATS optimizer. The ATS system is what not only the federal government uses, but many private sector companies in order to screen out. So if you're submitting resumes and you're getting rejected, you're not getting past the ATS system. So act as a federal HR ATS optimizer and cybersecurity SME. Using the IRS Information Technology Specialist InfoSec GS 221015 direct hire job announcement, then you would paste the link. So it's telling you what to do, paste the link. And the questionnaire is telling you, paste the link. Revise my resume to 2 pages, USAJobs style. Remove my street address and show only city, state. Requirements. So it's showing the requirements for the position. Mirror the GS15 specialized experience and the 4 OPM IT competencies. Weave in IRS duties. Add a brief selected achievements. Keep month and year, hours per week. Use action-oriented, quantify bullets. Action plus what, plus how, plus framework. Scale, result, risk, reduce. Output as a clean 2-page resume ready for USAJobs. Inputs, you can assume. Don't rewrite unless evidence changes. Paste your current resume text. Additional inputs to incorporate. Paste answers to questions below. So also it's saying precise questions that you can ask. Header and eligibility. What city, state should we show? So you can say where you live, right? Washington, D.C. Current clearance level is asking you because maybe you missed it. Maybe you have a top secret. Any break in service specifically with the clearance. Do you qualify under special hiring authority? So it's asking you which special hiring authorities you would qualify for so it can get it right. Policy and governance compliance. It's going step by step so you can outline your different duties and requirements so you can help ChatGPT to create a solid resume. It's breaking down a questionnaire, specific things within the questionnaire and duties, enterprise risk, insider threat, and privacy. It's asking you all of your duties. So this is not about anybody else. This is specifically about you to get it just right so that your resume can be perfect for this position and hits all of the requirements. So if you ask me, man, how do I revise my resume? How can I get this right? I'm so overwhelmed. You can take all of that anxiety away just by using ChatGPT, Claude AI, Perplexity, Copilot to help you to maximize your resume, to help you revise that resume into that 2-pager and to get all these keywords to make sure you're passing that ATS system tracker and to make sure not only do you get selected, but you get hired for that position. So I just gave you a masterclass in how to revise your resume step by step. And what I can do is I'm actually going to put this on my LinkedIn. So let's see. Please create a generic prompt to help others revise their federal resume. So now instead of being my prompt, right, specifically for the IRS, now I'm just creating a generic prompt that can help anyone to revise their federal resume. And then all you would do is rinse and repeat. So it's asking you for all of the information, act as a senior federal HR specialist in USAJobs ATS optimizer. Using the job announcement and questionnaire below, rewrite my resume to a clean 2 pages that meets federal requirements and is targeted to this role. It provides all of the different inputs that you'll need in order to complete your resume. The job announcement questionnaire, series, target title, location, clearance level, hiring authorities, the rewrite requirements, targeting, bullet style, sections to include, tone and wording, quality checks, deliverables. And it's also asking for information just in case it's missing. So I will provide the example prompts. So both the one that I use with the actual position and the generic prompt. So you can use it for your future positions. I will put that on my LinkedIn and provide the link everywhere that you can view this live, because I appreciate you so much for taking the time to watch the live. That means that you are invested in yourself. You are trying to take it to the top. You are doing what it takes in order to land that job. Also, I want to make sure that I provide to all of you the opportunity to book. So you can always book a career strategy session and a resume review with me, a one-on-one. So if you want my one-on-one attention and time, I will provide my booking link. You can always book at www.graysconsultinggroup.com. Again, that's www.graysconsultinggroup.com. I will also provide all of that information in the comments all over, so that way you can book directly with me. I will also provide you with the free tools because I love to give back and I love to provide you with the tools and the support that you need in order to be successful. So you will have the actual prompt. I will put it on my link tree so that way you can just use it as a resource to help you to be great and to help you to actually land that position. So I thank all of you for spending time with me tonight and investing in yourself. And I will repost this for all of you that missed it so you can see it bright and early on Monday. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I am Dr. Gray and I am signing off. Have a great Labor Day holiday tomorrow.